Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of The Boring Podcast, a podcast that is so boring we're going to go to sleep. And it's been a while since our last episode. The last episode we talked about the Steam Summer Sale, and that was probably like 2 months ago, I think.
Yeah, about 2 months.
Which is crazy. The topic of the day is going to be the Nintendo Direct and State of Play, which happened like around 24 hours ago. My buddy here has not watched any of them, so the list that I'm having right now is going to surprise him. Not
Okay.
like it's going to surprise him like quite crazy. So I think we're just going to start with Nintendo Direct, right?
Okay, Nintendo.
So before we continue, I just want to ask, what were you expecting in Nintendo Direct?
Um, I think I expect like new Zelda games, of course. Like I think Breath of the Wild 2 announcement. I think probably only Zelda because I like Zelda.
Yeah, you like Zelda, but you don't have a Switch, I think.
Yeah, I'm just gonna download the emulator and hopefully the game will run smoothly.
Okay, so let's just get into it, shall we? First announcement. It's a new Fire Emblem game, which is Fire Emblem Engage. And
Oh, Fire Emblem.
I'm pretty sure that Fire Emblem is like a pretty big franchise, especially for the Nintendo Switch market. That's why I put this on the list. And the fact that the game is releasing on January next year is pretty surprising to me. And the next one is... Okay, so maybe the next one is something that you would not expect. It's a fitness game, but it's Face of the North Star. Like, I'm not even joking, they made like a fitness
Oh.
game, but it's themed around Face of the North Star, so it's basically like you are... I give you the link on Discord. It looked like that. So it's like a rhythm
yeah,
game, but it's also like a sports game on the Switch, which is you basically just punch the heck out of the opponent on the screen. A fitness game, a sports game
That's-
based on Face of the North Star, which quite surprising to me.
Not bad, not bad.
The next one is a rhythm game. I know you're not a big fan of rhythm game, but I think I have to put this on my list because it's not just any rhythm game. It is a Final Fantasy rhythm game. It's called the Thea Rhythm Final Borderline. It has 385 songs, and it's also categorized by games in order. So like, I can literally play a rhythm game with the song One Winged Angel. I think there was song for Sephiroth, right? And also the cutscene playing in the background as well, which was pretty insane. We're going to list number 5. On number 5, we've got a lot of Nintendo 64 games coming into Switch. I think it's part of the online pack as well, which the online of Nintendo Switch sucks because you have to pay to play online, but it's part of those pack, I think. So the games that's going to be in this list are
Yeah.
Pilot Wings, some OG's Mario Party like Mario Party 1, 2, and 3, and then also Pokemon Stadium, and there are other games as well. But the main event is not those games. There is another game that probably might surprise a lot of people. It is GoldenEye. The original GoldenEye from Nintendo 64 is coming
Oh, GoldenEye.
to Nintendo Switch, online supported, which is quite insane that an older Nintendo games are getting online supports. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. And the next one is our beloved
I see.
RPG Maker game, Ib. Ib is coming to Nintendo Switch, so if you want to play Ib while you are in the toilet, you can buy it on your Nintendo Switch. But if you only played it on your Steam, well, whatever. The game is pretty good. I remember when we played the game at school when we were like middle school, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a laptop.
One of us brought a laptop and you brought the game, and we played it together. Some jump scares and some confusion about the story and about the walkthrough because we don't know where to go. it took like quite a while to finish the game at school. Like it took like a couple of days, which is pretty fun. It was a really fun moment back then.
Yeah, definitely.
And the next one, this is really interesting because this game came from the creator of Danganronpa.
Oh,
Yeah, there are a couple of
interesting.
games that were like marketed as from the creator of Danganronpa, but I do not feel that those games are made by people from Danganronpa. But when I saw the clips of this game, this feels like a spin-off of Danganronpa. Like there are a lot of similarities from like character design, soundtrack, gameplay, especially. The name of the game is Master Detective Archive Raincoat. I'm going to give the trailer here to you if you want to see it on Discord.
Oh, it's the same like art style.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like the drone art style.
It literally felt like a spin-off of Danganronpa. And in one part of the trailer, it shows like the moment where you are like cornering the villain, and in Danganronpa you have to like break their statement with the bullet, and it has that very similar gameplay, but in this game you are using a sword instead of a bullet. It has a lot of similarities, that's why.
It's 3D.
Yeah, it is 3D, and oh yeah, I just realized Danganronpa is not a 3D game. I forgot. Yeah, this is a 3D game.
It's like literally a cardboard cutout.
Yeah, I forgot. So this feels like a spin-off of Danganronpa, but of course it's not set on the same universe. But the gameplay and the story, it felt like kind of similar. But yeah, that's why I put this on the list because we both love Danganronpa. I played the first one; it was amazing. I have not got the chance to play the second one because
Hell yeah.
the game is like 5 gigabytes.
Oh, you should play this one.
Yeah, I have to play the second one because a lot of people are saying that the second one is like the best out of the 3 of them. I think.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I agree with
I
that.
really want to play the second one. I had it on my account for months now. I really want to play it so bad. We also got a remake for a Kirby game. I forgot the name of the game. It's like Kirby Return of the King Deluxe. It's like a remake of their old Kirby game. And what's fun is that you can
Nice.
play with like 4 people and everyone can be Kirby at the same time. So it's like a fun party game if you want to play with your friends. But yeah, that is if your friend has a Nintendo Switch. If none of you have a Nintendo Switch like us, then we're not going to play it.
Yeah, broke game.
Yep. And we're going for the last game in the Nintendo Direct. Are you ready for this, man?
Yeah.
I'll give you the link on Discord and please react to it. What you think?
Whoa! I fucking knew it.
Yep. The final announcement, it was Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. This is a sequel to Breath of the Wild. This is definitely the one that people are really looking forward to when they are watching Nintendo Direct, which is the announcement of the second Zelda IP in the it's a sequel for Breath of the Wild. And there you have it. That is all of the interesting stuff that I found about Nintendo Direct. And there was also a couple of funny stuff on Nintendo Direct. For example, that Story of Season was also there. I did not put it on the list. But the reason why I did not put it on the list,
Harvest Moon.
no, Story of Season made by Exceed, not the one made by Hatsune. The one that was made by Marvelous. And I'm not sure if it was a remastered or a new game. It's probably one of those two. But the reason why I did not put it on
It's
the
a
list...
remake.
Oh, it's a remake? Okay. But the reason why I did not put it on the list is because after that game, there are other RPG games, but all of them are also a farming game, which is pretty funny. Like, at the start, like, oh, you
Hey,
can
I love
farm.
farming games.
Yeah, but it's funny that this Nintendo Direct has so many farming games, but those games are not like pure farming games. One of them is like, oh, at the start you can farm, but it's also a hack and slash game, and it's also a turn-based RPG game. So it's like they try to combine all genre of game into this one title, which is pretty funny. I forgot the name of the game, but yeah, it was pretty funny that Nintendo Direct is full of farming games like Story of Season and Harvest Moon. Oh, and another one, I don't think you know this, but it's a sequel to Octopath Traveler.
What is that?
Yeah, I
have
I
no
suppose
idea
you
what
don't
that
know. That's why I don't put it on the list. But it's a Square Enix game, so maybe some people are looking forward to the sequel of that game. Like the art style is amazing. I think I'm looking forward to people playing that game. And I think it's time to get into State of Play, which is like the main event of tonight. Of today's video.
Oh,
So in the State of Play, I found like six main
yep.
point.
This is going to be interesting.
I found like six main point of the whole show. I mean, the whole show is like only 20 minutes long, so yeah, not much games can be put inside a 20-minute event. All right, the first one. You will not believe this first one. Okay, the logo shows Steel Wool Studios,
Mm.
and it shows that Gregory is a robot.
What?
No, I'm joking. That's not the thing. So,
Oh my god.
yeah, so the first game, it shows like a little, like, there's like, a text at the bottom. It says, it is in-game engine and it's being captured in the PS5. So this is not like a pre-rendered trailer, which what surprised me. So in the scene, it was raining, and then there are
Okay.
two people that are going to fight each other, and this is the thing that happened.
Oh, Tekken 8.
Yeah, freaking Tekken 8. Tekken 8 has been teased back in Evo 2022 when they show a clip of Heihachi throwing Kazuya from the Tekken 1 game or Tekken 2, I forgot which one it is. But they show Kazuya with a new design, with new look, and then there's a text saying "Get ready." So a lot of people in that event was like surprised with this, like, oh my god, is it Tekken 8? Is it Tekken 8? And then we finally got a confirmation that yes, it is Tekken 8. And the fact that this trailer is not a pre-rendered, it's just like in-game capture, it's pretty amazing. You have to watch the trailer. This is absolutely insane. Like the details, the animation, the particles, the raindrop on their face. It's unbelievable. It's all unbelievable. I mean, when was Tekken 7 released? 2016?
Yep. It's impressive.
I can't remember, but it's been too long. It's been too long.
2017.
Yeah, okay, 2017. So it's been too long. We need a new Tekken game, and there it is. Tekken 8. It still says stay tuned, so no confirmation of a date. But we got a confirmation that it's going to be released on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and Steam. So it's only for the next generation console.
Oh, no PC?
Oh, I said Steam. So Steam is also part of the next gen, but it's not going to be released on like PlayStation 4 or Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
And then the next one, we got like a VR game. It's like for PlayStation VR 2. And since you have this interest in tabletop RPG, there's a game called Demeo. It is a VR tabletop RPG that's going to be released with PlayStation VR 2, which probably is going to take a while because PlayStation VR 2 is still in development. So yeah, next one is probably going to blow your mind again. So the screen shows Sega, and then the narrator for the event says that they are bringing this game to the West for the first time ever. And my mind was like, is this Yakuza? that literally what came to my mind, like literally when they said bringing the game for the first time to the West. And wouldn't you know it, it is Yakuza. But I want you to guess what Yakuza game it is.
Yakuza 4.
No, those games are already in the West. What Yakuza game that they have not brought to the US?
Uh, Kiwami.
No, like I'm serious right here.
I don't know, man. I don't know about Yakuza very well. You know.
It's Yakuza Ishin. Yeah, Ishin is one of the Yakuza game that have not got a localization, unlike the other ones in the main series, because this is counted as a spin-off instead of a sequel. So yeah, Yakuza Ishin is now going to be marketed to the West as well, and the fact that this is a remake, just like the Yakuza Kiwami ones, is unbelievable. I thought this is going to be like just a localization, like a translation from the Japanese to English, but turns out they are remaking this whole thing. So yeah, a pretty big deal for Ryuga Gotoku Studios.
I don't even know that like Yakuza has a spin-off.
Yakuza have a couple of spin-offs, and this is one of them that took place in like the Shogun era, the one where there are still a lot of samurais.
Oh.
But in that era, there's also a gun for some reason.
So it's like Phoenix Wright, like what is it called? The Great Ace Attorney.
Kind of.
Oh, I see. That's interesting.
And the character in the game is like the ancestors of the character in the main timeline. So you will see characters like Majima and Kiryu, but they are not actually Majima and Kiryu. They are their ancestors with different names. But the character is like literally the same. Like Majima is still crazy, Kiryu is still like the badass he is. And yeah, it's just Yakuza with swords, which is pretty fucking incredible.
Yakuza with sword. Nice.
And then the next one, we got a new trailer for a Korean game that we talked before. You remember Project Eve, right?
Yeah, I remember.
The one with the girl that has like big ass booba? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they released another trailer and they changed the name of the game from Project Eve to Stellar Blade. So from a project, it turned into an actual. The trailer looks amazing. We got more characters than just the main character and her robotic partner. We got more characters in the trailer that still need to be explored in the next trailers if we get more, because I still don't know what the heck is going on in this game. Like all we know is like it's like a post-apocalyptic world, but really I don't know what actually going on in the story. So I'm really hoping that we're going to get new trailers for the story, because I really want to know what's going on, because this is interesting. Like you never heard like a big Korean AAA game on consoles, especially when we heard about this game. It's going to be really interesting. Okay, let's go to the next one. The first thing that came up to the screen is Koei Tecmo. I was about to leave my room because I don't really care about what Koei is going to bring to the table, because you know Koei is not like in the best condition right now after their failure in the Dynasty Warrior. What was the name of the game? Dynasty something? Dynasty,
Yes, Dynasty Warriors.
Dynasty Warrior, right? Yeah, after their failure in Dynasty Warrior 9 and turning their IPs into a slot game. What's the name of the slot game in Japan? But what's the name of the game in Japan?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a slot game in Japan. I forgot the name of it. So yeah, they turn like games like Fatal Frame into like a gamble machine, which is I kind of lose hope to Koei. But then they show a trailer in the state of play that was really interesting. It is for a new game called Rise of the Ronin, and it felt like an Assassin's Creed game.
Oh.
Yeah, so the time it took place in like 1896, but it's not 1896 of our era, because this 1896, if a samurai era fused with industrial age. So you will have like Ronin going around with swords, but also with guns. Yeah,
Interesting. Interesting.
it felt like Assassin's Creed because one of the kills is you're using the sniper rifle that has like a knife at the end of it for killing the enemies. It felt a lot like AC Black Flag. Like I'm not even joking. It felt a lot like that. This is what Assassin's Creed in Japan have to look like, you know?
Well, there is Assassin's Creed in Japan, right?
Yeah, the Project Red, I think, but
Yeah, I think it's what it's called.
like if it done correctly, I think it's going to look like this Rise of the Ronin game.
Oh, well, that looks pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. The trailer is pretty short, but I'm hoping we get more trailers because the premise looks legit. And then the final one that I put in the list is a new trailer for God of War Ragnarok. I cannot really say a lot about it because I don't really play the God of War games and I did not really get into the story, so I can't really say much. But yeah, there you go. New trailer for God of War Ragnarok. And I think before we end this video, there are a couple of extra info that is outside of these two events that's been happening for the past couple of hours. Do you want to guess what it is?
What?
Do you want to give a guess?
TGS?
No, TGS is tomorrow. Alright, so here's the clue. This is coming from Yuga Gotoku Studios. All of them.
Like, are they going to port all the Yakuza game to Steam or something?
They already done that. Please.
Oh. Man, I don't know.
Okay. Let's go into the first information. We got an announcement trailer for Yakuza 8.
Oh, that's a new game, right?
Yeah, the last Yakuza game was Yakuza Like a Dragon, which is counted as Yakuza 7. And then we got Yakuza 8 announcement trailer. So it only announced like, oh, we are making Yakuza 8. But it doesn't really show like gameplay or story or stuff. It only shows like Yakuza 8. And I think they are sticking with the gameplay of Yakuza 7, which is a turn-based RPG instead of like brawl, like the older Yakuza games. I think they're sticking with that gameplay. So yeah, pretty cool. We're getting like a lot of Yakuza information right now. And then the next one is also a Yakuza. It's called Yakuza Gaiden, the man who erased his name. So I think from what I see in the description of this trailer, it is going to be a game about Kiryu, the main character of the main story. It's going to take place after the sixth game, which is Yakuza 6, and it's going to lead towards Yakuza 8. So it's like in between Yakuza 6 and towards Yakuza 8.
Okay.
So yeah, the trailer is like a narrative trailer, so it felt like a cutscene from the game. And then this final one literally happened an hour ago before we recorded this video. It happened an hour ago. Yeah, I was like, opened my YouTube and there was this like at the very top. The Judgment Collection is going to Steam. Are you kidding me? The whole Judgment Collection, Judgment 1 and Lost Judgment, it's coming to Steam. This is something that I did not really expect. Because, come on, you really don't know about Judgment?
I only like know the song, like Judgment.
No. So Judgment is a spin-off to the Yakuza series. It does not have any character from the Yakuza series. It introduced a new character and a new story, and it felt more like if Phoenix Wright is a fighting game.
This game. This is like the PS4 exclusive, right?
Yeah, it is like a PlayStation exclusive because
I remember.
The agency of the main actor, the one who plays what's his name? Yagami, the actor who plays Yagami, their agency says that they do not want this game to be released on PC because they don't want people to mod the heck out of the actor, which is like an absolutely ridiculous reason, you know?
Ridiculous.
Like, why? Why is that going to be your reason that you don't want people to mod the heck out of your actor? Maybe they don't want the actor to look bad after people modded the heck out of him. But I mean, who cares? Who cares?
Yeah,
The
you can
game, like the game is on console exclusive, but there has been like mods to bring that character into the Yakuza games on PC. So like the damage is already been done. So let's just bring the whole collection to Steam. And with that, I think we're going to get a trilogy of Judgment collection. So I think we're going to get like the third installment of this series. And yeah, I really enjoyed the first and the second game after watching it on YouTube, of course, because I do not own a PlayStation. Yeah, I mean, like the story is amazing, like the politics, the twist, and the character development is incredible. I prefer the first one than the second one, but the second one is not that bad. It's not like it's a lot lighter for the story than the first one. The first one is a lot more politics than the second one. But yeah, the Judgment Collection is coming to Steam. So yeah, Ryuga Gotoku just like, we're going to announce one thing in State of Play, and we're just going to release a bunch of incredible stuff on our own terms. Not like in like an event, just on their YouTube channel. At first I was like, this is not April 1st. This is September, and yeah, it's not a prank, this is real, and I'm so happy about it. So what did you think? What is your favorite announcement across Nintendo Direct and PlayStation State of Play?
Well, obviously, my favorite announcement in Nintendo Direct is Zelda because well, I don't really play a lot of Nintendo game. I don't even play like Mario, and basically like the main Nintendo stuff. Only Zelda probably. And for PlayStation Direct, I think it's between like God of War and maybe what else?
There is Tekken,
A little more.
Yakuza,
Yeah, I
Stellar
mean,
Blade.
I wanna get into Yakuza, but I don't know like where to start.
Start at
Should I
zero.
like play the party
Start
game?
at zero.
What?
Yakuza Zero. That's literally the best point to start. Not just because
It's
it's
like
like
Judgment.
Judgment is it's like it's on the same universe, but
Uh-huh.
you don't have to play Judgment to understand what's going on um in Yakuza and vice
So
versa. So if you want to get started in the Yakuza story, you can start with Yakuza 0 and then
Okay,
going your
0.
way to Kiwami 1 and 2 and then 3, 4, 5, 6 and then Yakuza 7.
Damn, that's a lot of games.
Well,
That's a lot of games.
the game is fun. Like, it's really fun. I finished Yakuza 0 in like 60 hours, I think, at max. Playing the whole story and doing all of the side quests. But then on my New Game Plus, I think it took like 20 hours maybe. I can't remember.
And that's
So,
pretty average.
yeah, the story is amazing. Like the character development on the Yakuza 0 is interesting because it's really like when the characters are still a rookie, because in Yakuza 1 they are not rookie anymore in the Yakuza ranking system. So it's interesting to see them from 0 to like hero. And also the fact that why a lot of people are recommending Yakuza 0 is because it's the best Yakuza game of all 7.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like the best way to start, and it's also the best game in the entire franchise. Like the battle system is amazing, the story is amazing, the soundtrack is amazing, and yeah, the combat is definitely one of the best. The next one is probably the Kiwamis and Yakuza 6. Those are the ones that have better combat system, but Yakuza 0 is has the best combat system in the whole franchise. So yeah, it's surprising that the prequel has the best combat system than the other games after that.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to start, you can start in Yakuza 0, buy it when it's on sale. I think it's on sale, it's like 50,000 something. I don't think it reached to 100k, so it's pretty cheap if you want to get it. It's going to worth your time, but remember, play it with a controller because
Oh,
you cannot
really?
accomplish anything without a controller. Believe me, I've played it with keyboard and mouse. That is a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Like
Control is
holy,
like broken.
because
Time to
it
buy another one. Shit.
because it was made for the console, so the port to the keyboard and mouse control is kind of janky, if I have to say myself. That's why it's better to play with a controller. And I think because um, your device are compatible to play the game, I don't think you will get into a lot of bugs and glitches, because that was one of the problem with Yakuza Zero. There are a lot of bugs and glitches for devices that are not really supported to play the game, like my laptop, for example. I run into a couple of bugs, but it's not something that's beyond fixed. It can be fixed. You just have to be lucky to not get into those bugs. So yeah, I think for me, what I was like, what really stand out for me in Nintendo Direct is definitely the Master Detective Archive frame code, because I'm really into games like this. And then next one is probably either Tekken 8 or Yakuza Ishin. But for Tekken, there is still no date release date. But for Yakuza Ishin, it's going to be released next year on February, if I remember. So yeah, pretty hyped. Next year we're going to get a lot of games. So yeah, I think that's all that we really can talk about, I guess. Maybe maybe tomorrow we can record for Tokyo Game Show, since the show is happening on 4 p.m. in our country. So maybe we can watch it together and give our thoughts after watching the show. What are you expecting in Tokyo Game Show? At first, I was actually hoping that Tekken 8 would make an appearance in TGS, but then they made an announcement on State of Play, so I don't really know what I'm expecting on TGS. What are you expecting to see tomorrow?
I mean, I don't even know. Like, when you first talked about TGS, I was like, what the hell is that? So I searched it up in Google. So
You
like,
asked like what is TGS, because yeah, it's Tokyo
Yeah.
Game Show.
I want to know like what kind of game like they announced in this like in this event.
Yeah, it's basically like a game show in Tokyo. That's basically the best way I can describe it. But yeah, I don't really expect much for tomorrow, but maybe like another announcement for the Yakuza games, and also the Judgment. They're going to announce it probably tomorrow, but they just released the trailer just a day early, which really weird if that happened. But yeah, it is what it is. So I think we'll see you tomorrow for another episode of the Boring Podcast. This is supposed to be a weekly releases, but whatever. We've been away for far too long, so we're going to give you 2 episodes in 2 days. I think it's time to end this video.
Yep.
What is
I
our
think
catchphrase? What is our catchphrase again?
oh fuck! I forgot.
I
It's been
forgot.
so long, man.
What is
I
like
forgot.
something
Like
like
what like a catchphrase.
like is it Oyasumi?
Ah yes, I think it's Oyasumi.
Okay, thank you so much for watching this podcast or listening while you are already asleep. For you guys who have not asleep, tell them what's going to happen. You see?
We are going to.
We are the most unprofessional podcast ever. Okay, so I hope we can see you guys tomorrow, and thank you so much for listening or watching. Have a good night's sleep.
Oh Yasumi.